Today I am making chili con carne from the Healthy Food Made Easy cookery book. I have 450 grams of steak mince. I have 1 onion finely chopped here. I have a tin of kidney beans. I've actually opened one already, a small tin of kidney beans. I've opened one already and strained it off and given it a good rinse. Then I have a tin of chopped tomatoes. I also have some tomato puree. We'll be taking 1 tablespoon of this. I have some already decanted here into a little plastic container. We'll be using a little bit of black pepper and some chili powder. But also for today's recipe, I'm going to put the white rice with it. I have another recipe done with the brown rice, but today I'm using white rice, and we'll portion that out in a little while. I have my frying pan on here, heating up. I'm not going to put any oil into the frying pan. I'm just going to put the mince straight in, and it doesn't need any oil because the fats from the mince will be enough for cooking it in. So I think I have enough heat there. I'm going to put this mince straight into the pan. Right, I'm going to spread out the mince in the frying pan, and then I'm going to let it brown on one side. And I'm not going to turn it for a little while, just going to let it brown and caramelise on one side and get those flavours out. So don't be tempted to turn it too soon. Give it a chance to brown on the bottom, and it just adds lots of extra flavour there to the mince. And once it's started to caramelise at the bottom, start getting a bit of colour, you can then turn it over. We'll do that now. As you can see, we don't have a huge amount of fat here because we're using steak mince. But if we had a lot of excess fat, you can see there's a little bit there. I'm going to drain that off. So I've just turned the heat down there, and the next thing I'm going to do is add my onions. Get the onions all in there. So lid on for 5 minutes. So this has been frying away for us here. I decided to add some chopped red pepper because I had some in the fridge, and I thought, right, this is great, get a bit of extra veg into this chili. And I am now going to put in a tablespoon of our tomato puree. I like to use the tin because it's easier for recycling. And I have some here already open in a little plastic container. So put a tablespoon of that in. And next I'm going to add some chili powder. So our recipe says 1 to 2 dessert spoons of chili powder. So really this is going to be down to whatever your family preferences are. If you like something spicy, you might want to put more in. My family don't like it too spicy, so I have a little teaspoon here, and I'm going to get about a half a teaspoon or so. About that much. And that is loads. Let us stir. And if you're not sure, that's probably enough to start off with. Still a fair amount of heat in that. The next thing I'm going to do is add the tin of tomatoes. I'm just going to put in a little bit of black pepper. Again, this adds a nice little bit of flavour to it. And that's it for the moment. I'm not going to add the kidney beans for a while. I just want to cover this and leave it for about 45 minutes. on a low temperature just to let those flavors develop. And then what I'll do is, maybe with about 5 minutes to go, I will pop in the kidney beans and just to heat them up really, because they don't need to be cooked. So on the Healthy Food Made Easy cookbook, you have the recipe for perfect rice there on page 44, and it says 1 teacup of rice. So I've got a cup here to show you. So I didn't even fill that, because I've actually filled that, it's too much. This is a cup measurement. So there's a cup measurement, just to show you what that's like in the cup measurement. Again, it's not quite to the top. And then this is a mug, kind of a regular mug that most of us have in the house. And it's about halfway up. It's a little bit more than halfway up. And that is enough for 2 people. So portion is the big thing here, portion control. So I'll show it to you back. So I'm using 2 teacups of rice to feed the family, which means I need 4 teacups of water. I've popped that into my saucepan here and turned it on. Get the lid on and get that boiling up. So once that water is boiling, I'm just going to turn it down. I'm going to carefully add the rice, and I'm going to give it a stir. I'm going to keep the heat turned down fairly low and pop the lid back on the saucepan. I'm going to leave it to cook then for 10 to 15 minutes because it's white rice. If it was brown rice, you need 40 minutes or so to cook it. So for the white rice, 10 to 15 minutes and it'll be cooked. And there's no need to stir it, just leave it on a nice low heat until it has soaked in all that water. Okay, the rice has been on here now for about 10 minutes. Oh, look at that. Lovely, fluffy rice. So the best thing to do is just use a fork, just to make sure. Oh, yeah, it looks lovely. Okay, that's ready to go. I'm just going to turn it off altogether and leave the lid on, take it off the heat, and we'll have a look at our mince. That looks great too. Right, I'm going to pop in the kidney beans. Just give them a few minutes to heat up. So that just needs about 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to heat up. Fluffy rice. And all you need to do then is serve.